Hello, welcome back to KMK1093 course. And today, what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about file processing. So what's file processing? File processing, you want to save a file in your computer, just like when you open up a Microsoft Word document and then you tap something on the Microsoft Word and then later on you click file save. Now we're going to implement this technique in our C++ program. So everyone know about files, so I'm going to skip this part. Okay, so what is the most important thing about saving a file? So the same concept apply to when you have a physical file. So when you have a physical file, what you do is you take a file, you open the file, and then you read something from the file, and then you close the file. So that's the basic thing about filing. Well, the computer does the same thing. So to do this, the computer have followed steps like open, read, and then close. So in C++, we need to include this hashtag include fstream for our coding. And this include fstream library will allow us to use these two functions, ifstream and offstreams. Ifstreams is for us to write to a file. Oh, sorry, not write. It's for us to read to a file from a file, and offstream is for us to write to a file. So basically, if we will like to implement it something like this. Okay. So new source file. I'm going to write a simple code. Okay, so you will always start with your ifstream, then don't forget to put your fstream for file and your favorite username space std integer main, sorry, and then okay, now you want to do let's say you want to write something to a file. Now to write something to a file, you need to use offstream. Okay, you create your own variable, the variable that will do the writing to a file. So let's say your variable for this one is called let's say save, not save, maybe maybe write data, something like that. So now you have write data, you can use this now. So the same way you use cout. Okay, how, let's say we have this okay, remember the step is now open, read, and close. Okay, now we need to open a file for us to write data dot open, and then the name of the file that we want to, for example, readme.txt, semicolon in the back. Now we have this file, we open this file. Now we can do a bit of, let's say we have this cout, hello, let's say we have this cout, maybe some more information. So let's say we want to save this cout, both of this cout. Okay, you can write your command write data. Okay, so basically like this, and replace this with the write data, write data. Okay, just like that, actually you're already writing to a, and then after you write to a file using that command write data, you need to close the file. Close. Then you can run this program. So, okay, give a name to this program first. For example, writing, write for example. Program is running. This thing, hello, welcome to KMK1093. So if you remember, if you go back to this one, readme.txt, so if you open this readme.txt, you already have your file saved. Okay, file saved. So that's how to write a file. Now, because we already have a small program here, now I just convert this into a new function. Let's say I call this function save data. So let's call this function void save data. This is my prototype. So what I want to do next is just rename this into, sorry, yeah, I think you already learned how to convert this into a function. Okay, so this is our function now, and this is our new main here. Okay, now we have a function of saving data. Now we need to read the data. Okay, we need to read the data. So I can take this one off by commenting it. So if you run this, there will be no output, but the output is in the, so although there's no output here when you run this, you see, if I run it again, there's no output, right? Because there's no cout. We just save the data. But if you open up the file here, readme, there's a data here. Okay, but now we want our program to read directly from this file. So what we do, okay, we already have this function called save data. We want to create another function called read data. Okay, we have saved data, I have read data. So because this thing is doing almost the same work, we just copy paste this, change the save data into read data, and then change the off stream into if stream. So if stream read, because we are reading data now. So then read. So now this part we need to change. Okay, this part we need to change because we need to tell the program to read something here. Okay guys, so there's a few things that you remove. For example, the cout here you remove, and then this one you remove, and then you create your own read data. So as you can see that for the read data, you change I and O here. So I is for input. Okay, now if you go back to our file and look at our readme, all of these files are string, not a number, it's a string, it's a words. So if it's a string or words, the variable that you use is a string. So you declare first the variable. So for this example, I declare variable name info, type string. So once I declared, I open it normally, just the same thing like here, open, the same file name, open for reading. Once I open, I put this command while, I create a loop, because you see, computer need to read one by one, line by line. If you don't create this, the computer will only read the first line. So you need to tell the computer to read all of the line. So while read data dot end of file, meaning if the computer says that is not the end of the file, meaning there's still something there, read until there's nothing to read. This is what this thing means. Okay, you can recommend read until there's nothing to read. That's the meaning of this command, the loop. Then you use this read data, input it into the variable info, just like cin. So now our read data, this thing become like cin. Okay, read data, input it into the info, into this variable, and then we see out this variable. So if you run this program, you'll see something like this. So you see hello, welcome to KMK109, the same like what is inside the file. Okay, but you will notice that the output that we read and the thing that shown here in the file is not the same. Why? This is because you are only asking the computer to read. not to display in certain ways. So to make in this kind of things in certain ways, okay, what you need to do is you need to modify the output. So for example, to do that, you can perhaps create a /n here, and then cout it, and then see whether you get the result or not. Oh, you get the result, but does hello, welcome to, okay, maybe the result is not that what we call not in the order yet, but you can keep on doing the thing until you get your good result. So guys, if you're using this one, so what you get is exactly something like this. If you compile and run, you get something like this. Or if you remove this, you get something like this. Now, what if you want to read with these spaces? If you can see in our example, we have spaces here, but in our example, in our code, the program, the C++ code does not include the white spaces here, so it tend to print this one near to this one. For example, if you see, it tend to make it too near, right? Because it does not count the space. Now, if you want to solve this guy, you can solve this by using a get line. So you type a get line followed by the function that read the file, read data, and followed by the variable that you want to read. So if you follow this one, you will see that if you run this program, you get, okay, it read in one line already, but you want this one to go down, so just simply put a end line here or /n, then compile it again, and you see this output and this output is the same, guys, the same. So I think that's all for now, and then thank you, and then happy watching, bye.